Hello once again, welcome to another episode of TableTalk with Uncle James and Razgriz. For those of you who are first time here, welcome, we are happy to have you. And for those of you who have stuck around with us from the first episode until now, thank you, your support means so much to us.
Yeah, and of course to our viewers that have been watching our streams, we noticed that 79% have not yet subscribed. So if you can, just feel free to subscribe to us and also drop a comment so that we know that you're engaged in our videos.
And it costs you nothing, but it means the world to us.
Yeah, so today's topics is actually, it's a new year. So I think we should start off with our ambitions for 2024. And
speaking of ambitions, I think our friend has an ambition to start his own university.
alright, so a bit about the new university that I'm starting. It's actually going to be called Lion's Den. It's actually a university that teaches people how to make money. So you'll go through the different kinds of ways to make money, which is freelancing, copywriting, and also drop shipping, Amazon FBAs, and all these kind of cool and interesting courses for you to try out, and as well as we have experts in the field.
So you're talking about experts. Who are the experts that are going to be?
Well, that one you will need to join to find out.
Wow, 卖关子啊. Okay. So tell us a bit more about what's going to transpire, like when is it going to start, what a typical course would be like, how long is it going to last, what is the duration, maybe even the fees, the rates, if you can share with us.
So actually the fees for it is actually going to be $50 a month.
Okay.
Okay, and
so it's a subscription base.
It's a subscription base.
Okay.
So with the access of with the payment of the $50, you will get to explore the different campuses. I will call it campuses because of the different subjects. And then each subject there will be over 100 different lessons and courses. So in total, I'm starting 19 campuses. So you will have over 1,900 videos and content for you to take a look. And of course, we have gained international interest. So
international interest?
Yes. So actually, we have a few people on our Discord. If you haven't yet checked out, okay, that are actually interested and have reached out to me. And we are also looking for staff team on that Discord server itself. So if you are curious or you think you can contribute to our podcast itself, you can feel free to drop a link down below.
Okay.
You can feel free to check our link down below.
So, when is this university going to start?
So the expected launch date will be around February or March, which is coming very soon.
Okay.
This video will go out in late Jan, but I think early Feb or maybe closer to March, the program will be fully launched.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
So what about you? How's your 2024 going to be like?
Well, 2024 is going to be something of an adventure for me. I've decided to take a leap of faith. Whatever I'm currently doing, I've decided to leave that place and do my own things.
I heard you are going to leave your job, is it?
Yes. I'm leaving my full-time job. I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm doing things more towards vlogging, travel, probably do more full-time into our podcast and into our social media environment. This is something that is new to me. I'm still learning the ropes, taking small steps at a time. It may work, it may not work, but I think I have a little bit of time. I just want to try it out. At this point of time, I think at my age, I'm not young anymore. So if I don't do it now, then when, right? And I've been working for almost all my life already.
How long have you been working in your current workplace?
About total of 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Then previously you were working as?
Something else that I cannot reveal right now, but it's been a while that I've been working. So I think with a lot of issues that we have seen in the world going on so far, We can't talk about anything that's political here. So let's just say that the world now is not at peace. There are many angry people out there. Okay, and I was telling myself, if I don't do something self-love myself right now, then when is it going to be? You know. So do look out for it. Our friend Raz here is setting up his own university. I probably would do something more, be more active in the YouTube or even the Instagram or social media circles. Plans are still in motion. They are still, the gears are still shifting. I can't review anything more, but just do look out for it. I think this year is going to be a very exciting year for me.
So how are you going to finance this?
How am I going to finance? Rob, steal, bag, or cheat, or scam? I don't know. Okay.
But speaking about that, I think if you are going to finance it, how would you finance it actually?
I have some savings, not a lot, some savings, and I think I'm going to crowdfund. I'm going to look for investors. I'm going to look for people that are interested, to do things with me. Maybe set up a team. I don't know. Everything is still very fluid. So I'll see what happens. I may end up doing something totally different. Like maybe.
Then has resale in items come into your mind or something?
Resale items.
Yeah. So there is a trend right now. Buy cheap, sell high.
Okay.
In terms of concert tickets, furniture, when they revamp furniture and everything, and also services. So some people actually purchase a item for you, and then they sell it to you at a higher price.
It's interesting that you talked about concert tickets, because concert tickets now are really high in demand, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think Bruno Mars is coming. Taylor Swift.
Okay.
We have this issue about scalpers actually for all these very highly valuable tickets.
I think scalpers hasn't been this market has been on the rise. I think it started out when the platform, the marketplace, actually started, and then after that, when people start selling tickets online, and there's some ridiculous prices. You can have like a front seat for as much as $10,000.
Wow!
When you actually bought it from the place itself, it's probably like maybe $1,200, maybe $2,000. But people are marking up the prices sky high.
Well, for me personally, I don't really watch concerts because it's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's also not my thing.
But I don't understand. Okay, what is your views on scalpers? Do you agree with the actual act of buying, grabbing all the tickets that you can and then reselling it as an unauthorized reseller and making a big profit out of it?
I think it's a bit of a let's be real, it's a bit of a ass move to say the least, because there are people who genuinely really want to see these concerts. I mean, it's not our style because we can watch YouTube Premium for free. Okay, we can go and listen to Spotify.
Yep.
So there is people that wants to go down to the concert to meet their artists and dance around like crazy people. But I think in general, I think these scalpers, actually the way they are doing it is unethical.
You think it's unethical?
It's actually an unethical form of business if you think about it, because you're actually looting these consumers of the tickets that they can get for the
or they might be able to get
for the original price. And then you're actually it's sort of like kidnapping. You're actually threatening them. If you want this,
right?
You need to give
blackmail.
Me yeah. Okay. It's like a form of blackmail, a form of exploit. And I think nowadays there is a lot of agencies that are already aware of this, and they are actually taking steps to minimize or mitigate this. So one way they are doing it is actually through a you have to log into your phone,
Okay.
okay, and you have to type in your password and all those to actually access, and it will show your name.
Okay.
So if your name doesn't tally on the actual day, they will not let you in, kind of thing. So I think there is a new system for it, but there's also a lot of scammers nowadays.
Yes. So let's double back on the scalping. If I was somebody who got, let's say, 5 tickets,
Okay.
okay, I'm not even talking about 10, I'm not even talking about any other amount, just maybe 5
Okay.
for my family. And then I realized that maybe we got COVID or something like that, and we just don't want to waste the tickets, because now tickets are costing upwards of a few $100
Mhm.
for the more popular shows. Then I just want to resell them, and then I just want to make a little bit of profit out of it. Is that wrong?
I think that's not wrong, but then again, you'll be part of the unauthorized sellers.
Hmm.
And a lot of the tickets nowadays, they have a terms and condition.
Okay.
So they actually say that if you are a unauthorized reseller, you
Okay.
can be banned from the next concert.
No, but where do you draw the line? I mean, am I supposed to make a great loss, a total loss for the tickets, just because I'm forced by circumstances not to watch the show? Can't I just like sell it off to someone else who really wants to watch the show?
I think
And
for
you know, it's a win-win situation. They pay for the tickets, I get my monies back, and then a little bit of convenience fee. You know?
I think it's a bit of a 50-50 to be
Okay.
fair, because some concerts, they actually, if let's say this is a medical condition, maybe
Okay.
you go to the hospital a few weeks before the concert and you will be hospitalized throughout.
Okay.
Okay, some of them, they will by compassion, they will actually refund you the full refund for the ticket.
But who has the time to go through all the process of going back to the seller, the merchant that sold the tickets, and you know, ask for a refund and all that? Because
think
what are the chances? I mean, have you heard of anybody who is successful in getting a refund of a ticket based on this kind of situations that you have already?
Well,
Set?
I know some cruises they
Okay.
have,
Okay.
some vacation, some
Okay.
travels plans, all this
Okay.
they have.
Okay.
But in terms of concert tickets, I'm not too sure.
Mm.
But however, if you viewers have any experience in this, maybe you can let us know in the comments below. Then we are actually interested to hear more from you guys about all these topics. And stuff.
I think if the merchants themselves have this kind of outlets, and I think it's a very good way to minimize scalping, because if you genuinely have an issue that you cannot go for the concert, I mean, who knows, right? Life happens sometimes, and we can't really plan for what's going to happen next. And you have this avenue where you can actually go into the website again to tell them, look, you know, I got COVID, or I got MC, or I got this issue and that issue, and then maybe with a little bit of documentary proof, you know, like maybe a medical certificate or anything
maybe a
like that.
hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the seller of the tickets themselves, the event organizers, can actually make the effort to refund the tickets and void the tickets. I think it is an easier alternative, because then you know that this ticket isn't being profited from and abused, you know, for some of the scalpers to rise the prices up by 100%, 200%, 300%. I mean, that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I think it's.
Would you agree that even if there are scalpers around and they have these ethical concept of maybe pricing it 10-20% higher, you probably, if you are really desperate enough, you probably will not mind throwing this money out just to get the tickets?
Yeah, I think in terms of if let's say you are really dying for the ticket, you have a dying wish to see your favorite artist or whatever, then okay, it's your money, your choice.
I mean, it's the same thing with events, right? They will have early bird specials where the tickets
or
comes
the
as a special,
or the final,
right?
the
And
final
then
price.
if you want to go on the actual day itself, it will be a higher price.
Mhm.
So if you really look at it in this context, even for scalpers, if they they have some humanity in them, and then there's some ethics in them. You know, they probably, if they look at it like this, the ticket itself is $1,000. You sell it at maybe 1,050, 1,200.
I think 1,200 seems fair.
People might just pay because,
because
it's only a small little. It's $200.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I get the seat I want. I get to go.
Yeah.
I probably will pay, but $1,000 ticket becomes 8,000, becomes
9,000.
7,000, 9,000. I mean, that's a bit too much.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
think that part is where the boundary is lah.
I think on the whole, as scalping it is, on the whole, I think people still tend to tolerate them because
They are desperate for the ticket, no matter what.
the way I look at it, no, there will definitely be people who sees an opportunity. Okay, a mega concert is coming, Taylor Swift, IU, or you know, the Bruno Mars, and they see an opportunity. They want to get the tickets. They want to make a business out of it. They want to profit out of this. I think with that kind of plan going in, it's wrong because you basically just want to make a windfall out of it,
Yeah.
right? But if people scout just to, you know, I'm just going to earn $200. I'm just going to earn $100 out of every ticket. I don't even know whether I can sell it for that price or not. I think this could be considered something of a side job because, like you, going back to what you just told me very earlier on our show, you said that there are small little businesses, side businesses that buy something offhand, you know, and then sell you at maybe a small markup.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
reasonable.
It's a very similar concept.
Yeah.
It's just that now these are perishable tickets. After the due date, after the certain date, the tickets are useless.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where the demand is. And it's a similar concept if, for example, Raz, I have something that you want. I go overseas and then I say, okay, there's only something that maybe Japan has, and then you want it.
Mm-hmm.
I buy it there, and then I sell it to you at a 10% markup, 20% markup, or 25% markup because I flew there. You have to pay me for my time there. You have to pay me for my exchange rate and yada yada yada.
The transport fee.
Yeah, I think that's still acceptable.
I think that's reasonable,
right?
yeah.
Because if you were to go to an actual store, an actual commercial store, the person is going to sell you at a much higher rate because he has rental to take care of. He has all these bulk orders and all that to think about. Okay, so the final price to get this product, probably you would save about $60, $70, $80, and I think that's quite a good margin, right?
Yeah, I think it overall depends on how you get it, because if let's say if you have to travel for it, you have to physically work for it, okay? Work for it as in you have to get it from the office or from the site itself. Then okay, I mean mark up for your time and for your effort. Yeah, that one is, I think it's reasonable. But in the terms of like the extreme scalpers that we are mentioning, I think no matter what, it's unreasonable for you to mark 100%, 200, 300, or maybe even 500%. Maybe a $2,000 ticket you mark up for $10,000. I think that's just unfair because you bought the ticket with no intention of going to the
with only the intention of profiting from it.
Exactly, and then you're making other people suffer, and when people get desperate, they will look for alternatives, and when alternatives come up, these are normally scams. So if you guys have not yet watched a previous video of ours, one of my relatives, my dad, actually got scammed because he saw a cheaper alternative for something, and then it's happening around the world. So I think this is a big issue. People are becoming greedy, are becoming quite selfish, and we have to put a stop to it.
I think at the end of the day, this issue has not changed. People by and large are optimistic people, opportunistic people. Okay, You give them an opportunity,
They'll take it too.
they are going to jump at it.
Yeah.
I think I can speak of this for all of us because I'm also guilty of it. You give me a good opportunity, am I not going to jump at that opportunity?
Yeah.
Definitely I will, right? It is only that with the prevalence of AI, with the prevalence of technology nowadays, people can contact you and connect with you much easier than say 20, 50 years ago, right? Because 50 years ago, 30 years ago, if I want to scam you, I have to be
Physically.
there. I have to physically be at your site. I have to physically interact with you. Now with the abundance of technology, you don't even have to. You just need to tell people, or you just need to send an email with a malicious software, and they open up the email, and then you get all the information sent to you via email.
Yeah, poof.
You know, you don't even need to do anything. You don't even need to leave your house. So this is how powerful and how scary technology. And don't even get me started on AI and deepfakes. AI can recreate, and I kid you not, very early on, I think at the end of last year, we even have a few of our ministers that has been mimicked by AI to give out certain statements about certain scammy or very suspicious, shady business investments. So that is being proven that it could be done, and it has been done. So we are really going down a very, very scary slope.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
I think in general, AI itself is a very, very dangerous thing. In the right hand, it's very useful, but on the other hand, because it's both sides of our coin. Okay, on one hand, it's very useful. On the other side, it can be a very powerful, dark, malicious.
Yes, our very powerful man, which I can say is powerful. He's rich. Mr. Elon Musk is one of the richest men in on this planet right now, right?
Yeah.
Even he has, put out a statement, a very strong statement that AI should be stopped in its tracks, because, and he didn't mince his words at all, no?
Yeah.
He says AI must be stopped in its tracks.
At all costs.
It must be stopped, because if you allow it to evolve, if you allow it to continue to gather data, if you allow it to continue to collect all the information that AI can, it may turn out to be a very, very bad thing for us.
But it's very funny that he says that, because he is the founder of Tesla, right?
Okay.
He is the owner of Tesla. He's maybe not the founder. Okay, he's the owner of Tesla. Tesla has a self-driving vehicle that learns and understands the roads. So isn't that AI also?
I think he's quantifying AI as somebody that, or something, a program that self-evolves and not under the direct control of maybe confined to a vehicle itself.
Okay.
I suppose what he's referring to is AI by and large, unfiltered, uncontrolled, allowing AI to propagate itself, to learn by itself without the intervention of human beings.
Yeah.
I think his vehicles, by and large, it's still limited to the vehicle that you are driving.
Okay.
And it's still susceptible to the intervention of human beings, where people can override, the AI could be overridden. So I think the vehicle is smart vehicle, but not so much AI, I think. He's only talking about this AI that, if left unchecked, uncontrolled, may very well one day just take over us. So do you think AI has any place in our homes?
I think AI, in a general sense, I think it's very useful. We have seen many security systems. For example, I've seen a video before where it actually someone coded a intruder alarm, and then he has decorated so that his house has LED lights and everything. And when the person, the unknown person, enters the room, it counts down like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's like, it's a hilarious way to scare a robber.
Sure,
okay. And who knows, maybe, it's like a countdown. The robot also be like, what is going on? And then you just pop out of your room with a knife or something, to defend yourself. I think it's good in a sense that. And also, if let's say you want to play music and all this, you have Google Home, you have Alexa, you have a lot of different things which helps make your life convenient. But I think it's also a bit of a risk because Alexa, Google Home, and all this, they are connected to a platform outside of your house.
Yes.
To a server, and anytime someone can actually just take your voice and as you mentioned, deep fakes things. And I actually got an experience before with a deep fake.
Okay.
So there was actually if you guys are not aware, there was actually a video of me previous time in my own channel and everything, actually being rerouted, being rebroadcast recently. This was actually during the time when I first started YouTube, amateur, just a simple kind of let's play gaming series and everything. And then people are starting to actually turn it into a voice to actually tell people, hey, we have an investment, we can do this and all
Is that right?
Yeah, and
wow.
they are actually learning to use small channels. They are using more realistic people. More and more people to actually create different accounts. So they are creating fake testimonials. Fake audios to capture people to buy your product.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And the reason why I got hold of this thing was because it was recommended to me on YouTube. So someone so YouTube actually, I'm not sure whether YouTube was telling me a signal or something, but it was just like, hey, there's this video. Watch till the end to find out something. It's like the title of the screen is like you must watch to the end. And then I just like, wait, that's my voice. And the link itself is already very suspicious. Like, normally for websites, the way I save myself from getting scammed or anything is I look at the website that they are referring to. Some are using affiliate links. They are normally well known. They are maybe like Surfshark, surfshark.com / that's the affiliate link. I've done affiliate marketing before, so that's how I normally see it. But when you see those kind of like, you don't see the person, you just only hear the audio, you just hear maybe a voice, and then a simple presentation, simple video and all this, and then you see the link bit.ly.com.
Bit.ly,
yeah, I think bit.ly itself
quite sus, huh?
It's not say sus because some are actually genuine websites, but the way that they the scammers have created this dishonest or this untrust in shortened links. I think it's one way of really feeling oof. You may be a small business with a very very long website, but when you want to create like a shortened link, now people are not gonna click on it because they are afraid.
Well, I just have something. Let's switch gears a bit. I suddenly thought of something that I experienced just a couple of days ago.
Yes.
So what happened was that I was at the cooking house, at the eating house. Government has given the CDC vouchers, right?
Yes.
So I very happily took those vouchers, go to this establishment to have my lunch. So it was packed lunch hour. So a lot of places were taken. Then I saw this table. This table is actually for 2 persons.
2 persons.
2 persons, right? So you got
it's like
one chair here and the other chair there. Okay. So I saw one water bottle at one side of the table. So that immediately to me is okay. One person wants to sit there with his meal, right? He has choked the place. But then to me this is a table for 2, right? So why can't I just sit at the other side?
Instinctively, you would sit at the other
Right?
side.
So I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit at the other side because
Okay.
the table is big enough. It's not like a small table. If you go to some of those food establishments now, actually the table is quite wide.
Okay.
You know, give you enough space to talk and maybe fight with each other. I don't know. You know, it's
Fight with each other over food.
it's a little bit big.
Okay.
Okay? So ample space for two people. So I sat down. I started with my meal. Then the owner of the water bottle came back. And she came back and then she just stood there and then she stomped her feet a bit like, why somebody take my seat? You know? And then it just so happens that the other seat just beside me, the people left. So she walked to the other seat and then she just, you know, I was eating and then she went past and then she just took the water bottle.
Actually, speaking of this, actually, it's just her, right?
Yeah, it's just her.
So it wasn't like there's two people occupying the table and you just.
No. It's a seat. It's a table that only seats two.
Yeah, and
Okay?
you took
But
one.
at the side is still a big table.
Yes,
where
that
other people,
one,
right?
that one I know.
So she put her bottle
closer
in
to
front,
where she wants
right?
to. Yeah.
So over here, I think it's fair game, one, right? You only one person, you only have one S. You know, are you going to sit on the table? I don't think so, right? So I sat and then I started eating. I mean, let's be gracious. Let's learn how to share. It's already so difficult to find a space, you know, to find a place to sit down and just have your meal, right? So, I mean, I saw you only have one space for one bottle, right? And I'm okay if you choke your seat. I'm not even like recently. There's this online debacle where somebody saw a bag on the table and then he just took it and left it at the tray return station.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even like that. I say, okay, you want to choke the seat, fair enough. I'm not going to argue with you, even though I don't believe that's the right thing to do, right? You should buy your food first, then go and find your seat lah, right? Which is what I did. I bought my food first, I went, and then I saw, okay, I sat down. Okay? So my question is, do you think I've done anything wrong?
No. There's nothing done wrong. It's just I think more on being considerate.
Okay.
If she saw that you sit on at her table and she's not with anyone, okay, then I mean it's fair game, you know.
Right?
You
Right?
you can still sit at your table. It's not like you put like a whole.
It
whole
can't be
set
that.
meal.
Okay, it can't be that if you go to an eating establishment, right? The only other seat is a 5-seater table, but you're only one person. You just put one bottle there and nobody can sit there.
Yeah.
And then you can jolly well go, you know, queue up for your food, and then then you see people circling around. Oh yeah, no seat, and then then a little kid will come around and say, "There's so many seats." No lah, kinda chop already. You see that bottle down there. What kind of message are you going to send to the kid?
Yeah, and speaking about this, right? Do you notice that actually in Singapore itself, because we have this chop system lah.
Right.
I think let's just speak a bit more Singlish lah.
Yes.
We have a chop system.
Uh-huh.
Every time you just see someone put a bottle in the middle of the table,
Okay.
you assume that they will take the whole table.
Is that right?
Is it?
No.
Or what would you do if you see a table, if you see a chop in the middle of the table, a tissue in the middle of the table?
Okay, I personally have not seen a tissue, just one singular tissue right in the middle,
The tissue
for,
packet.
for a table that is meant for more than 5 people
Okay.
or 4 people.
So would you sit there?
What I have seen is if there are more people, like in a group, one person, one human being will be sitting down to choke the place.
Then when people come, then they will just
They will just say,
Yeah.
this seat is taken. And I'm totally fine with this. Because you are here first, your whole group needs to go and buy their food. Somebody is saying, yeah, this is all taken, we are here first. Fair game, right? But if you put one tissue paper there on the table that is meant for 5, I'm going to question that. Because if you have a group of people, why does everybody have to go off at one time?
Maybe it's a long queue for the food. I mean,
it doesn't matter. You have more people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have one person saying, okay, what you want? I buy
that's
for you.
true.
Right? I mean, one person just sit down. How difficult can it be? Are you so lazy until you just put one tissue paper and you think that everybody owes it to you and you're entitled to choke the entire table?
Yeah, and also not to mention, earlier on you mentioned about the handbag thing.
Right?
I tell you, only in Singapore, we will have that kind of thing.
People dare to put their valuables on the table unattended.
Phones?
Is as if they are daring the fella to do something about it. I'm putting my bag here, I'm putting my valuables here. You touch it, if I say a single dollar is lost inside, you are going to answer for it.
So I've seen people put their phones,
Yeah.
their phones on the table itself. Smartphone, maybe the newest iPhone or something on the table. I've seen people put wallets on the table. Some people even put their laptops on the table. Like, come on.
Right. I think this culture has to be something of a give and take. Like I said, I have no issues with you coming first and chopping a seat that you feel that you are entitled to, no matter how childish or how bad that logic is. Okay? Because we are Singaporeans. I'm Singaporean. I've learned how to live, give and take.
Yeah.
But let's be logical. Let's find a compromise. Okay? Let's be reasonable. If you're two of you and you find a bigger table, don't think that you're entitled not to
To
share.
the whole table, yeah.
Don't think you're entitled not to share. Okay? Because everybody needs a table. Everybody is trying to just sit down, have their food and leave.
Yeah.
Okay? We are just trying to do that. We are just trying to find a place to sit down, have our meal and leave. I'm not going to have my meal and then I'm going to pick at the plate, I'm just going to place a tent and then, shower or cut my nails or shave over that. I'm not. I just want to have my meal and leave. Okay? So if you just so happen, two of you, or even three of you walk by and just so happen you're so lucky, the whole table of 6 of them up and go. Then you just right beside, so you quickly take the table. You sit down, then you just book, and then you expect that the whole space is yours. I don't think that is right.
We can say what we want because we own self, we will do it willingly. If let's say we see someone is sitting at our table and if we have a group, we'll just let them know. Okay, or we'll change seat and everything. That's fine. But I think the bigger thing that we should know, we should at least understand is that it's a food court, it's a shared area. It's like last time the before all this chopping takes place, there is this resident corner, all these places where the elderly always gathers. Let's just make it a common area. Let's just make it a common space. If there is a coffee shop that has very little seats or anything, maybe you can just go up to one person, ask for the seat first.
Yes.
Then since they are still there, they can just help you just say, okay, the seat is empty, you can later take it.
Yeah.
Rather than chopping and putting your valuables there, I think that's the more safer way, I would say.
Because we are in this country
Safe.
where everything is very safe. Everything is by law, So the statement where they just put their valuables there is actually, I think it's a challenge. They're challenging you to, you move on. I already put my valuables here. My valuables, not just a tissue paper, not just a receipt, not just a piece of leaf, or not anything else but my valuables. If you dare to move my valuables, anything happen, I say anything is lost, I'm going to call the police on you.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of mentality has to change because it's adversarial, it is not healthy, it is very toxic, and I think if you challenge people, just like the recent case where the fella just took the whole handbag and put it at the tray return station, there are people who will not care. There are people who will gladly take up your challenge. Who the hell are you to book the entire place?
Or there will be people who they come back and they see their handbag on the tray return area, they will come back and then after that they will ask you, who are you to move my stuff? You know?
And then let's try to, and I say this on a personal level, okay? Let's try to be better people. Let's try to be better to other people, kinder to other people. We know that we need certain things with our population exploding as it is, you know, and space limited. Our food courts are getting smaller. If you notice, prices are getting higher. You know, a lot of people are feeling very strained. A lot of people are feeling very stressed. You know, a lot of layoffs going around.
A lot of layoffs.
Right. So let's be a bit more understanding. Let's be a bit more patient. You do need a seat. Just kindly ask. I kindly ask. I ask politely. Okay, is this seat taken? Some people just go ahead. You know.
Yeah.
And you see, the funny thing is, if I'm a single diner, it is so much easier for me to get a seat than it is if I'm with a friend or with two other friends, because you need to find a place where you can sit three of you comfortably.
Yeah.
But if it's one person, just any empty
empty lots.
Yes,
you
just sit down and then you just eat. Enjoy your meal. So now, going back to my earlier incident, you know, do you think that I've done wrong by just sitting at the seat where it's not choked?
Maybe we will ask the viewers on that.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, chopping as it is, I think we can accept that people will do it regardless, right? But when you choke a seat with only one item, it will mean that you only need one space, right? And then if it's a bigger space, why can't you not share? It's the same with priority seats on the MRT or our public transport system.
Which is a thing, yes. And also, speaking about that, I think it's getting more and more interesting because our generation is getting older.
Yes.
Our age as a whole country is getting older. Okay, and you see a lot of these aunties and the empty train. Once the train door opens, they will zoom to the place, to the seats.
Well, the thing is, even if it's a priority seat, do I completely have to give it to you by default? If you come
Out of courtesy, yes.
right?
Out of courtesy.
Because I want to know where the line is drawn. I pay the same fares as any other traveller
Okay.
or any other passenger.
Okay.
In fact, the elderly and the people with disabilities or with some help needed, they actually pay lower fares than I. So why is it that in a very packed train I have to give up my priority seat?
Okay. Then, if you see a pregnant woman in front of you, would you give up your seat?
No.
immediately?
No.
Okay.
And okay, let me quantify things first, okay? Before people lose their shit when they hear what I have to say.
Okay.
I'm not against giving up the seat to
Okay.
anybody who is needy of it. Okay? I'm just saying, why does it have to be incumbent on that person that just happens to be sitting on a priority seat? Okay? Anybody with a heart of gold, anybody who wishes to help, could just stand up and offer the seat to that somebody who needs it.
Yes.
Right? I pay the same fares as anyone else. When it is crowded, I don't expect anybody to give me their seat. I pay the same fares as anyone else. Now, if you are pregnant, if you are in crutches, if you are elderly and all that, yes, I think you expect that there are kind-hearted people who will give you the seat. But can you expect it as an entitlement?
No, you can't, because in either way, the way you should look at it is out of kindness. The word is kindness. If people are, you can't wake up a person that is already sleeping. Okay, maybe you can in some cases. I have seen it before. Okay, you can wake some people up or if they are
Okay, you waking that person up is because he was sitting and sleeping at the priority seat.
well, it has a ledge to
So
he's
okay.
already asleep before
Okay.
you board the train.
Okay.
But you cannot expect him to wake up and just be like, oh,
Yes.
he leave.
Yes.
Some people, for me itself, I have to travel from, it's an hour's commute. I have to travel from one place to another, or maybe from one end of the country to the other. That's a 2-hour journey. You can't expect me to stand for 2 hours.
Exactly.
And if the whole train was empty at the point when I sat down, okay, yes, at any point when the crowd is busy and I see you, maybe I can leave. But most likely a 2-hour trip, I'll be sleeping already.
And I say this also because it appears to me, and I've experienced this firsthand, these elderly, these people who are pregnant and all that, expect favors to be given to them, but they will not expect themselves to need to give favors back to others.
Yes.
One situation just to note, okay? One experience to share. I bought this bus. This certain service number is very highly sought after, very heavy usage. Many people boarding the vehicle.
Okay.
Then you have this elderly auntie.
Okay.
She puts her groceries at the side of the seat. She's sitting outside, so the seat that is inside is taken up by her groceries bags, and she just goes like this.
She pretends to sleep.
Right? And then when you say, "Go, excuse me, auntie, excuse me," she just doesn't budge. And she has her groceries on the seat.
Yeah.
So she wants the seat, her own comfort level to herself. And how frustrating is it? You expect people to give you a seat because you are probably elderly, you are, pregnant and all that, but you don't seem to pay it forward. You don't seem to think that it needs to go around. You're not just the recipient. Sometimes you have to give in also.
Yes.
And this is a fine example. Some elderly man, elderly woman, they will put their groceries, at one side, or they'll put their legs up, or they'll just do something else. They'll put their bags or whatever it is, and then they just go like this.
Actually, speaking of
what would you have done in this case?
Of course, I would not do anything.
Right? I was carrying a heavy bag. Okay, so I didn't want to actually force myself into the seat, and because I know she's faking it. She is faking that sleep, because nobody sleeps like that. Nobody has that skill. I've been there. I'm a human being. I know. Okay. So she just pretends that she's asleep, and lo and behold, when her stop comes, immediately she is so sprightly and she walks down the bus. It's like, wow. You must have some skill right there. And I walked to the back. Okay, because I tried to rouse her. I tried to, auntie, hello. I didn't raise my voice a bit. Everybody was looking, but then she just, she didn't care. Okay.
Actually,
so I moved to the back of the seat. I was very curious about what other commuters are going to do. So everybody starts coming in, and then there were a few people who they saw the grocery bags. Like, hello. There's this lady who came and hello, and then she was like, wow, why this ama like that? I think it's before you attack people for not being civil-minded enough, to attack people for not being kind-hearted enough or courteous enough, to give up their seat for an elderly or for somebody who is pregnant. I think you have to look at it in the bigger picture. Not all crippled people deserve a seat. And I say this with full respect to anybody who is a grandma, a grandpa, or a disabled person. Okay? Why am I saying this? Is because there are people who just demand. They think that just because they are elderly, they demand, they feel so entitled. There are blind people who feel entitled. I have myself experienced before. There's this half blind and he's on crutches and he's on wheelchair and all that, selling tissue paper, if you don't buy the tissue paper from him, he will give you the finger, he will scold you, he will basically tear your entire ancestry down, you know. And that's why these people, they are far and few in between. Okay? I honestly, looking at the situation, I will do my best to help. As it is, a lot of people that I've seen going on the MRT, they always avoid sitting at the priority seat, which is the first seat in every of the rows, right?
Yeah.
They always try to avoid sitting there. Those who sit there, ironically, would be people that are probably females, the elderly, uncles, maybe in their 50s and 60s. So the next person coming up, more needy than them, do you think they will give up their seat?
No.
They will feel that they are entitled to sit because I'm 60,
yeah.
I'm an uncle, why should I give to you?
Yeah.
I also pregnant, you pregnant is your problem, you know? So where does it end then? When you have a priority seat, somebody already sit there priority seat, and it's in the fence, you know, this one uncle ma, also about 60 plus, 70 ma, but his faculties are all there lah, he's like fit, he looks fit and all that, but you can tell that he's very old ma. Then an elderly come in, maybe with a little walking stick, maybe looking a bit younger than him, he don't give the seat, can or cannot?
Actually, that one would be a very interesting story. Huh?
Can or cannot?
Huh? No, it's not can or cannot. But actually, it will be interesting to see how two people that wants the seat
There you go.
fight over it.
There you go.
There is
right?
a lot of cases.
How do you quantify? Everybody will be sitting down there like,
Yeah,
and
why?
people don't want to give up their seat because it's not priority seat, ma.
Yeah.
You cannot force people to take up their seat. Then nobody will do that.
Yeah.
Some, maybe a nurse, maybe they might do so. Maybe somebody from a foreign country, they might do so.
Okay.
Maybe a student, they might do so. They might say, uncle, 这边, you know, or over here. Will it happen? Yes. But then you go again. Why is it incumbent on the priority seat to just give up their seat regardless who you are? If he's an uncle sitting down there sleeping there, he may be pretending. But are you going to say that this uncle, wow, no civic mindedness, don't know how to give up the seat? You cannot, because he also one of the criteria to deserve the seat on the priority.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm saying is that please don't judge people if they don't give up their seat, because they pay the full fare. They are passengers, they got there first. I feel very strongly, and this is just, we may agree to disagree, okay? They have every right to take a seat when it's empty, to sit down on the public transport vehicle, because he was there first.
Yeah. It's the same as the cafeteria thing that you mentioned. You know, if you took down the seat, yeah, you have it first. No one can argue or anything. They cannot own the seat before you. But I think in general, it all comes back down to courtesy and graciousness. We have to know that we are in a public setting. We have to know that we are using the facility with everyone else. You got to share. I know some people personally. I know some people that are not open to sharing, but I think you have to. This is the world we live in. You don't own the facility yourself, so make use of it. Let everyone use it.
And as time goes by, our population is going to grow, and you'll find more and more people around. Your parks are going to be more people. Your buses are going to be more crowded. Your trains are going to be more crowded. Your malls are going to be more crowded. Everywhere else is going to be more crowded. So you just got to adapt to the situation.
But I think in general, have you seen the new train designs and the new buses that have rolled out?
I have seen a few new train designs. I think they have removed more seats.
Yeah, they have removed more seats, and then after that, for buses, they have put in another wheelchair bay. So you also have the removal of some seats as well.
Okay, because you see, herein lies the problem. Some of the buses, they tell you that it's wheelchair accessible.
Oh, not all buses.
However, once the bus comes up and there's already a wheelchair inside, they tell you sorry. If there's already one wheelchair inside.
And they will still squeeze out.
No, they will not allow you to enter.
No. For those on the assisted one, I've seen before. He adamantly wants to go up.
Oh,
and
dear.
in the end, what happened? That in Singapore we have a $2 bus. It becomes a $1 way in, way out.
Dear.
And that was during a rush hour also.
And the bus captain actually allowed him to.
No, he actually adamantly don't allow. But because why? Because the person, like you mentioned, he feels entitled to the bus.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The crowd some of them had to tap out to a light and wait for the next bus for the sake of that one person. I think in general, the elderly in Singapore needs to understand they are not entitled to anything. Yes, they should be well taken care of. They are our pioneers, but in the end,
we share.
Yes.
Right? And you cannot just say that because you are elderly, you have a certain age, that you are more entitled than anyone else.
Yeah.
If not, everybody will think that they are entitled.
Yeah.
I'm richer, I got more education, I'm taller, I'm bigger,
I'm younger.
I'm younger. So it will never end, right? I have more hair than you have less hair than me, so I'm more entitled than you. It cannot be the case where we see your entitlement based on what you have or what you do not have, or how old you are versus how young you are. Yes, I think at the end of the day, in closing, we try our best to be respectful to our elders. We try our best to be more accommodating and patient to people that may not be as better off as us, but it cannot be said that it is a must, it is an entitlement, because once we allow that to happen, there will be no end of entitled people, and we just cannot please everyone, and everyone else is going to feel like it's a very stressful city to live in, because no one wants to give in. Everybody thinks that they are.
Yeah, and speaking about that entitlement, you guys ever faced similar cases? Do let us know on our comments below. And if you enjoyed our video so far, I think today's video is also quite
a heavy topic.
Yeah, and also if you are interested in joining my new university that's coming soon, you can feel free to check us out on our Discord. I'll be posting a advertisement on that once it's ready. And I think overall, in general, if you are curious about sculptures, or you have things to share about scalpers, people that have chopped seats before, do let us know, because I think us as a community, we should be ready to hear what you want to say. And yeah.
Most importantly, for the new year, we want to hear what you want us to talk about in our next episodes and the episodes after this. So if you have any ideas, if you have any things that you want us to talk about, any information you want us to research for you, for example, do let us know.
Yeah, and if you want to support our channel in like maybe buying us a coffee or something, we have our Patreon. And also we can also just contact us on Discord and we will assist you further from there. So once again, I'm Raz.
I'm Uncle James.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye
bye.